Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Dutchman Plays Mahjong Soul. Let's dive right into our 4-player East. Not a lot of people on right now. Means we'll probably just hit the Americans. All of last week we were basically playing right after I got out of work, which is roughly 5, 6 in the morning. And I think that is like prime time for Japan. With any luck, we'll be up against a bunch of noobs. Greet our opponents with a nice hey, how you doing? Anyways, we got a 1, 2, 3, a 4, 6, 8, 9, but a door of 4. A pair of reds, which I'd like to open on. Get an early attack going. The 4s are my backup pair, but I have a 2 now. And I'm considering dropping the 8, 9 to preserve the Dora. It'd be an obvious wait, but Red's Dora 2 is better than just Red's. Everything looks pretty normal so far. The 5's a bit aggressive, but they might not have had any more. Awesome. I am going to cut the 8, 9. I think the AI is going to hate that move, but it also would have wanted me to drop the 9 before the 8. Even if this was recommended. 8 bamboo is safe across. What are we looking for? Well, the red dragon's first. I'd like to pair up this 4, or get at least a sequence along it. There's the reds, we cut the 8. I could pwn the 4s, I could chi the 3 and force the pair weight. That seems a little too silly. But it is an option, especially with 2 of the 3s cut. 2 of the 3s and 1 of the 4. I'm actually really kind of blocked here. Excuse me. 2, 4, 6. We accept 3, we accept 5, but I lose that pair option. I'll cut the 4. This is relying on a lot of my opponent helping. So it's not the best move, but I think we're still on the attack here. Please, 3 bamboo. I could have cut the 1 there, which would have been a little safer. But it's not like we're gonna find a Tanya with open reds. I'm gonna cut the 2. I'm gonna hope that he doesn't need the Dora. Keeping it safe, lucky. Ooh, the 3 is also safe. Or at least it's safe against the Riichi. And we're actually playing for Red's Dora 3 now that we got the red 5. I would push against a Riichi with this. Gun on the board. Don't run that, please. Drop the 4 pin. 7-1. It's Suji. Come on. The 2 is safe. We played that earlier. 4 pin. Ah. If he had drawn it, he would have thrown it. That's so disappointing. It could have been worse, it could have been us, but dang. Alright, what do we got? 2, 6, 9. The 9 is redundant. The 1 is redundant. I'm actually gonna cut the 1 first. Just be gone with you. 2, 5, 7. The 5, 7 obviously being our block. North. is weak and already cut once. West is at least my wind. South is also cut once. Greens are still alive. White dragons are twice cut. Yeah, I probably would have wanted me to cut this first. But it's all the same to me. We paired up our 6s. West and green are both ones cut. 8 on the 9. So now we actually do accept the 7 here. The 6s become the pair. 9 pin floating, 2 so, 2 mon floating. We paired the greens. Got the 9 pin then. Own the greens, drop the 2 so. 7s are once cut. We have an inside and a terminal weight for 1,000 points. Dora already came out to the right though. And it doesn't look like too many other people are playing low characters, although a cross could be. 9 is definitely not necessary. Yeah, all the ones are leaving. I will open. Between me and second, it's still close, so try to get an edge. They've dropped the 5, so the 2 is Suji. There's my 7. For Tenpai. 6 bamboo. This guy's dropped a 4 and a 5. I think it's going to be hard for him to use a 6. But whether anything comes of that, who knows. I actually might turn off my Roan to see if I can hit the guy to the left. Another 7. Four, 6. No. South is twice cut. We're just looking for our 6 of bamboo. I'd like to see it from the left. Yeah, I'll take a sumo on it. That kind of does exactly what I wanted as well. Slightly damage the player to the left, giving us the immediate edge. Take a little bit from dealer. 3 souths. Hold on a second. I passed the pawn on the north because I think I want that to be my pair. I have a concealed pawn of souths, which are my wind, my seat wind. So I can have a very quick concealed hand here. And maybe the 6-9 will be my double pair. If I can get the 7. I have a pair in the 3s already. The north is the pair. The north is now a pawn. Alright, what do I know? I think I cut the 3 here. That's exactly what I wanted. Easiest Rishi of my life. 6-9 double pair weight. We included the Dora. I've got 2 concealed pawns of winds, which is going to be huge for my Fu. And this all happened before the end of the first row. One of our weights is a terminal, so if players try to be principled, they might get hit. Although it is already once cut, and I have one in my hand, so there's technically 2 tiles here, 3 tiles here. No way to con the north, but if I draw the south, we can call that. Would I? Would I con the south if I drew it? I say no. Richie South door 1. I'm at 39 already. Maybe even like 45 with all the foo I've got. Open 8s to the left gives me a lot of hope. If they're going for a Tanya, they might have to drop a 9. The 8 came out from the dealer, so hopefully, well, not dealer anymore. So hopefully there isn't a big Dora bomb hiding. There's only 2 left, but all the reds are alive. Ah, not the 4. Not worried about the red. There it is! Last place gets laster. What do we get? Well, we get a Ricci stick from first place, which is nice. Oh, Era 2? Ooh. Ooh. You hate to see it. Excellent. For the green right away. We started with an Ipeco and the dots. We are actually Ishan 10. I'm looking for 1 4 in the dots pair. Another pair? I don't think I will. This might be greedy. Fast, Honitsu. But I don't think he's ready for the 1. Might be ready for the 3, unfortunately. Skip that. I just don't think he's ready yet. I think he's desperate. I think the north is also safe still. But the 8 gives me pause. And he just switched something. He doesn't have to be greedy. I can cut my 3 too. Actually, he does have to be greedy. What am I talking about? See, he had the 6 still in his hand. He wasn't ready to go by any sense of it. Oh, he's not even going for it anymore. I still think 2 is my safest bet. But he is definitely on a pair weight now. The only guaranteed safe tiles are the ones in his discards. But his hand doesn't scare me. He's probably hiding a Dora. Or a red 5. Because what else are you going to pair? You have open greens and you're going to do anything but a Dora? That's ridiculous to me. Alright, we'll match the 5. You can play the 8. You can still play the 8. I'm gonna push on the 8 of characters. It's safe to the Ricci. 6 bamboo is guaranteed safe to both. So are the 5s. I had a way safer play. That's a mistake on my part. The 3. I called it. I freaking called it, chat. And that's the best case scenario. Last place hit second place for chump change, essentially. Really cementing us in first place. All we need to do is a cheap hand, and we've got a first. Immediately draws almost a Honitsu. Yeah, you know I want it as much as the next guy. Can we get an Itsu? Steal a 7, steal a 4, steal a 3. And then I need one more sequence in a pair. Only because I don't know that this guy's gonna drop characters. I think that Itsu's the way to go. I now only need the 3 and the 4. The 4 is safe to the dealer. But I think there's reasons why people would. I just don't know that they will. And then we're going to end up on some kind of dragon pair, which I think is kind of silly. This I will open for. It's actually the worst one, though. Now I definitely need to get the 4, because otherwise, if I draw another 7, I have nothing. If I draw a 6, I have nothing. If I draw a 5, I have nothing. Green was cut first, so maybe the whites become the pair. Please drop a 4 of characters defending against the dealer. The 5 hurts so much. As long as I do not draw 7. Okay, we have options on both dragons. There's my 7. I'm gonna cut the 6. Sheen a 4 and I'm Tenpai. But it doesn't look like this guy's gonna drop it. There it is. There it is. I'm going to murder everyone. Oh, that's not good. Old Tenpai? And the Ryukyoku? Boy, that definitely threw a wrench in my plans. It is quite unbelievable how miserably that ruined my plan. Opened reds to the right. Revealed a bunch of dead winds to be Dora. All we can do now is play defense. Boom. Wow, good for you. Maybe you'll do my job for me. I cut the 8 because it was twice cut already. No. Dealer gets a big hit with his half flush Dora 1. I don't think that puts him in winning position. But I need another good hand. Closed Pinfu without the Riichi just to snipe something. Double-sided, double-sided. Cut the 8. Hopefully draw something on the 5. The 9s are paired. So cut 2, cut 8. Cut the red first. We might find something here. And I find a pair somewhere else. 9 on the 8. I'm gonna cut the 7. The 7 or the 2. If I want to just get Pinfu, this is not their way to do it. But maybe I do Ricci instead with a terminal weight. Maybe I can drop a 4 at some point. Tsuji trap it. 3 on the 5 is what we needed. Cut the 2 pin. Ishan 10, looking for 3, 6 in the dots, 7 of bamboo only. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. I have the 5-6 now, which is double-sided. I'm going to cut the 8-9, which only accepted 7s. Double-sided, whichever sequence completes first, we'll stay hidden with a Dama Pinfu. Snipe whoever is silly enough to push. But there's no way they could know, right? Unless they're really closely watching how we're discarding. I don't think you see that kind of behavior this low in the experts. But I might be wrong. I'll cut the 8 first, I'll cut the 9 second. The 9's much safer. I'm gonna turn my calls off. Because Pinfu has to be closed. The 9 I'll throw back right away. Although the 9 of characters was safer than the 9 of dots. I think I should have switched there. That is a Tenpai, but it's not with a Yaku. So I'm going to throw that right back. If I'm going to stay concealed, stay hidden, I need a value. That's why I'm keeping my double-sided sequences. The 6, I can drop the 3 or the 6. The 6 was already discarded, I'll play that. 6 is closer to the 9s, which are twice cut. I could have gone Ricci with that 6, but it would have forced me to drop the Dora, which is dangerous. It also would have locked me out of picking up the Dora later in case somebody wants to attack that tile. And it puts us on this inside double-sided, which I think is pretty easy to read. And players would just hold my tile. I might get hit, knocking me out of first. Another 6. I'm going to play the 6 again. There's hesitation, so maybe this player wants to steal it. They didn't open, though.
Reach.
I'm gonna steal for a Ryokuku. We no longer have a valid Yaku, but when we draw out, we're not gonna lose any points if I can hold this Tenpai. I don't like the 3-6. Yapatsu's been broken. I still have a pair, but I don't get to steal anymore. Let the Mahjong gods decide for me. Excellent. We held it. We survived. It was 6-9, not 3s. Woo! Unfortunately, dealer also stayed Tenpai, so we do have to go one more round. Open whites, we can seal this. I have the pair and the 2s. Got the 9. We're going to be aggressive. Be aggressive. Three connects to my 2s, so maybe I can use the 7s as the pair. I can't use the whites as the pair. I need some value. Go on the 3. 3 of character. Block, that is the pair. I have a sequence. Double-sided, double-sided. Inside, double-sided. Call this pawn, drop a 6. Maybe cheat a 6, and then I have a lot of choices. I'd like to hit this terminal weight. Okay. Hit both terminal weights. Looking for 9s and 1s. 9s are twice cut. A little bit harder on that one. Ones are 3 times cut. The 5 and the 6 have come out. Every single dot we've drawn. Elpone. Hold the whites and we're Tenpai. Be a 6-9 and we're Tenpai. Now we can't win on the 2, we have to win on the white. But it might look like a Tanya push if it weren't for all these inside tiles I've thrown. Oh, the 4. I could have dropped the 7 instead, but both are probably fine. White Dragon, somebody! Nobody feels the need to defend? Is it too late to drop a dragon? What's going on here? Somebody else started with a pair and doesn't feel like playing? West is safe. White Dragon. Five. The 5 does not look good. Yes, let's go. Fortune favors the bold. Give me my White Dragon as compensation. Pay me back for my heart palpitations. White Dragon! Come on, man. Don't you give last tile to me, you nut job. 4 is guaranteed safe. Let's go. I freaking knew it! Animals. Healer didn't say Tenpai, let's go! First place finish. Great way to start the week. Shall we do the review? Is there anything to learn from a game where we dominated so heartily? Sure, let's take a look. If they give us MAKA, we're gonna use MAKA. Where do we go? We go log, overview, crunch it. If you've logged into Mahjong Soul recently, you've seen the update. They are adding B. No, I know exactly why they say B. There's a lot of decisions we made that the AI specifically hates. They're going to increase the number of analyses you can do per day, and it's also coming out of beta, so some general improvements in the algorithm. Something about visibility. All right, let's see which one was the worst. We started with a B+, then B-. My Mangan was a B. Excuse me. B+, C+, B+, B-. Alright, I'm in first. How do I finish the game? Let's see what MAKA thinks. Discard the 2-pin, I did. Discard the 2-pin, I did. It wants me to break my pairs. 8 has been cut twice. So there's no way to make a pawn out of this. So it wants me to turn it into a sequence instead. Overcutting the north. But look how low these values are. This is a 15, an 18, and a 16. This is about as close to a three-way tie as you'll ever see. So I'm not calling this a miss. The north was correct. Now it wants the south, and I chose the 8 instead. So because I didn't discard this last turn, it wants it slightly less this turn. But this is after drawing the 7. After drawing a 7, now you want me to keep the pair of 8s? I have a 7-8, an 8-9. You're forcing me to draw a 7 and a 9. The 9 is cut. I think you're wrong on this one. I think this should be way higher. Unless you want me to cut the 9 later? Look at 8-7-6 and 6-5? Maybe that's what it was thinking? But then I still can't pair the 8. Then it's a 5-8 wait with the 8s being dead. It's just a terminal wait. I disagree. I think well, I guess I'm being kind of silly. It definitely wanted the south first, but I think the 8 is as good or better. The only reason not to keep the south is it's not my wind or anything like that. And now it wanted to keep the south over the 6. What? Discard my 6, why? What about the green dragon makes it so drop the 6? There are no greens on the board, is that why? Why is the south not still the highest discard? What would I keep the south over any of this for? The 6, the 2, or the 1? Because I broke the pair of 8s, now I need to keep this as my pair, and that's why you want me to cut the 6? Do you even know what Itsu is? Is that why you want me to cut the 6? Because I'm not going to need my pairs? But why is the 1 not as high then? Very confused about this one. Why is the 6 the discard here? Anyways, I threw the south instead. I did chi the 3. And now that the 1 is solo floating, it wants me to get rid of it. The 6 is second highest, and that's because we're looking at that Itsu shape now. Now it recognizes, okay, you need the 4 or 6 because that gets you here. But then we get stonewalled, right? Wait, hold on. Let's check these just in case. It wants me to break the 6 because I need that 4. I'm still hedging my bets, so I discard my East, which was 3rd pick. I guess East is going to be safe later. So now that we're in like the 2nd row, now that I'm open, it wants me to kind of keep a safe tile. It wanted the green to go first, but the 6 definitely. And we know how that turned out. We drew the 5. I discarded the 5, which was its 3rd pick. It wants the green now. I'm still thinking about half flush a little bit, which is why I kept these 2 tiles for so long. We drew the 7, which fills in my sequence, which now it's like, you really have to drop the 6. And I'm like, okay. So I drop the 6, the 4s get stolen from me, and now I'm absolutely effed. How do you recover from being effed? The game wants the white dragon, the 7 pin, and then the green dragon. I did a 7 pin. Now it wants the white dragon, the green dragon, and my 8. It recognizes that the Itsu is dead, and it's like, okay, let's find something else. I did keep the 3. Now it wants a green dragon. It agrees. 8 and 9 are the next 2 discards because there's no Itsu anymore. Also, 5 is super spicy this late in the game. We have a 2. I didn't think the 2 was particularly safe, but with the 4s being pwned, it's probably a little safer than you would think. There's also all 4 1s are visible on the table. So it would have to be a pair weight on the 2. Yeah, the 2 is pretty safe here. In fact, the 2 is probably the safest, which is why the game wants me to discard it. I chose the 8 instead, which would lead to the 9 second. And from all the books you'll ever read, they want you to discard from the inside out, just because the 8 is going to be more dangerous early in the game than the 9 will be. But maybe that switches on its head as you get later in the game. 9 wants to go first, then the 8. Either way, I chose the 8-9 instead of the 2. The game hates that. And then the roan happened. Okay, so we didn't land that one. That wasn't necessarily our fault. And it didn't like the decisions we were making. This one feels a little more obvious. Double-sided, double-sided. Got a Dora and a floater. And then a south wind. What should I do? Get rid of that south. I agree. It's not my seat wind, round wind. It isn't paired or anything. There's no way I'm getting towards a half flush. So it goes. Next is the red. Why would I keep a floating honor that's already been once cut? The bamboo 8 is its second best choice because I have the Dora 5 probably. The 7 does connect to the 9s. It does recognize that this is a decent enough tile to keep, which is good. And then here we effed up. I have 8-9, which is at least a terminal sequence. I cut the 7, which could have created a sequence. I knew that it could. I knew that it could. It also could have connected down here. It wants the 2 to go first. The 2 is closer to the outside than the 7 is, so I think that's the logic there. Kill your floaters before you break your sequences apart, is what the game wanted me to do. I cut the 7. The 1 is completely useless when I drew it, so I threw it right back. It agreed. Now we cut the 2. I agreed. Oh, because we filled in on our 3, 4, 5. And then, absolutely, we do the 6 on the 5, so it's like, get rid of your terminal sequence, and start with the 8. So we're early enough in the game, it wants me to discard from the inside out. 8 is the first, then the 9. Oops. It wanted the 9 before the north. The norths are completely alive still. The 9 is just following up logically after our 8. And I think the north will be safer later than the 9 will be. So that's why it wants a 9 first, maybe? Then here we drew the 8 pin, and it's like, no, 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 keep the north. And I said, no, 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 I'm going to drop the north. 8 will be more dangerous later, but I didn't believe it, because 3 of the 7s, 8, 5, I have 2 of the 9s, and there's a third there. I felt the 8 was pretty safe, but I don't think I was thinking about being safe. Maybe it doesn't like the idea that I'm reintroducing the 7 as an acceptance tile. That would make me Furitan. So it really, really, really wants to get rid of the 8. I think it's trying to avoid Furitan here with this priority over the north. Now we draw the 9. It's like, definitely get rid of that 8. And I'm like, yeah, of course I will. We draw the 9 of characters. It says throw it. That's an obvious one. Interesting. It wanted me to take this Riichi. It wants me to just go in on 3-6. I think this 5 absolutely would have gotten pwned. Then he has a white dragon Tenpai with 1 white on the board. That hand was scary. That was Dora. That's white's Dora 4. So this Riichi, I think, is an absolutely wrong idea. And I think I read the players at the table better than the game did. I chose the 6. It hated that. It wanted me to cut the 9. I understand why. I think keeping the 9s and the 6s was a smarter idea than cutting the 6 right away. So I'll give it this. I'll give it that I shouldn't have cut the 6, but this Riichi is a dumb idea. Discarding the 5 is also a dumb idea. And I should have discarded the 9. I agree to that one. Because this is already going to be my pair. The 3 was safer than the 6, just because it's closer to the outsides. You can see the 1s and the 2s. 4, 5, 6 has been dropped around the board. I cut the 6 because it was visible, but the game disagreed. Actually, there's a 7-8 building over here, so the 6 would be dangerous near the end. Hit that 3 next time. The 2 bamboo, throw it right back, I did. Southwind, throw it right back, I did. 6 of characters, I threw it right back, I did. This time it thinks the 6 is safer than the 3. And I'm not sure the logic there, but maybe because the 2 came out? What does that mean? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand the difference between these 2 tiles. Oh, no, it wanted the 6 first. But it wanted the 3 earlier, that's what I was saying. Why the 6 here? The MAKA isn't going to look into players' hands, I don't think. It's only going to look at their discards and what we have. Why the 6 now? I don't know. It's close, 45 to 33. It was one or the other between these two. The 9 is still the long shot. It's acceptable, but it's a long shot. Okay, we opened for Tenpai. Now it says, if you're going to open for Tenpai, hold the Tenpai, and I agreed. I cut the 9 pin. It also would have accepted the 6 bamboo, which just came out to the left. It also would accept the 5 of characters, which is a wild idea. But we did take the number 1. Now, it does not want me to push. It's like, are you insane? Cut the 9, stay safe. But it's ignoring the fact that I opened. I opened for a reason, to hold Tenpai. You can call me stupid for doing that, but I'm not gonna throw my Ryukoku win away. And it turned out to be right. We could have gotten hit on the 3, but we luckily didn't. Was it last tile? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I was so be safe, be safe, be safe. But I liked it. I think we played very well. The only thing we didn't do correctly was cut the 9 pin. Yep, as expected, we both started with a pair of the white dragons. That's why we never saw these. We were both gonna open and go crazy, and we just had each other's number. It wants me to start by cutting the 9. I agree. Now it wants the 2 bamboo over the red dragon. The red dragon is once cut. Are you insane? Oh. Yeah, with a 1 and a 2 across the board, I just don't see it. Oh wait, maybe that's why. There's a 1 to the left, a 2 across the board. So get rid of the 2 right away. If I pair the red dragons, I can pwn the whites. If I pair the red dragons, I'm in position to close the game in a different direction. I can see it. Okay. Maybe the 2 is the smarter choice here. I cut the red anyways. Then I drew the 3, and it's like, okay, now I get it. Drop the 5. This accepts 6, 9, and 7. So the 5 is redundant? Is that what you're saying? Alternatively, drop the 6 pin that's a pure floater, but it is centralized. I cut the 3, securing my pair, in anticipation of pwning the whites. And it said that's a dumb idea. It's like, there's no way in hell I would ever drop a 3 here. You cut the 5, and simplify. Or you cut the 6, and just get rid of what you don't have. It might be onto something. If I'm going to pwn the whites, I may want to pwn one of my other pairs, and cutting the 3 locks this as a pair, so I no longer have that flexibility of pwning the 7s. Or I can't chi over here and then drop my 8. So I kind of understand why it wants me to keep the 3 here, and if I was going to keep the 3, then it makes sense to drop the 5 or the 6. My mistake was not thinking about keeping the 3. We drew the West Wind, and it wants me to keep it. I can't explain why. It thinks this 778 is very strong with the 5 here. Without the 5. It also thinks the 6-pin is a better discard than the West Wind. I don't agree. Wests are completely alive around the board, but I can't use them for anything. It would make my pair, but I secured that pair. I did that. I don't know. I think the 5 is silly here. That's a wild guess. Because I can pick up the 6 and still have a 6-9 weight. I don't understand. I feel like the West is an easy discard here. I threw the West, it disagreed. Now we draw the 3, and it's like, okay, well, obviously the 3 is weaker than the 6, so throw that 3 right back. I did. I drew the 6, which justifies everything I was talking about. And the game's like, okay, now kill that floater. Now. Now is the time. I'm like, yeah, I know. Thank you. I discard my 6. I draw the 8. I have nothing to connect it to. I throw it right back. The 4. I throw it right back. The 3. I throw it right back. The 7. I throw it right back. I chi on the 2, 3, 4. And I'm now Tenpai for 2s and whites. No, I'm not Tenpai yet. I'm moving towards Tenpai for 2s and whites. And it wants me to discard this. Oh, Tanyao. Tanyao if I can get the 6. The 9s are twice cut. But I was also thinking about the 7, so it wants me to either go for Tanyao or go for the White Dragons. And if I'm going for the White Dragons, it thinks dropping the 7 is a smarter idea. Cut 7, 8. Because you can see the 9s, you can see the 7s, you know it's Dora, so people might hold it. 5, 6, it felt much more comfortable keeping. But with 5s and 6 on the board, I felt comfortable discarding these. And I started with the red 5 because it was earlier. Kind of get that possibility out of people's ideas. Although I guess with the 2 5s already gone, that was handled. White Dragon here. Let's look at our hand if we had discarded the White Dragon. Let's go a few turns ahead. We drew the 9, which gave us our Tenpai. And now the 6 makes sense because I cut the 5. But let's say I had 5, 6, and 1 white. I cut the second white. And now I have no value looking for 4, 7 in the characters because I have this 9. Okay. Then I draw the 4 bamboo. Could I cut the 9 for Tenpai? Cutting the 9 wouldn't have given me Tenpai if I didn't have the whites. I wonder what previous route next route does. Huh. I don't know what that did. Let's go back. Alright, so I'm canceling the alternate theory. We're just looking at what we were doing. So in this hand, obviously you drop the 4, hold your Tenpai. 7 was a close second. The 4 was better. I think the 4 came out more recently. It's also the chi tile, so it's safe to 2 players. The 7 is only safe to the left. Perhaps that's a justification for the 4 over the 7. But these are very closely tied. You do hold the Tenpai here. You draw the 7, hold your Tenpai. You draw the West, you hold your Tenpai. You draw the 5, there was a choice here. Game wanted me to yeet the 9. Or my Dora. After the Ricci has been called. Oh, the 5 was a scary push. Yeah, 5 is a bad idea against this hand. I held my Tenpai instead. Which is kind of psychopathic. The game's like, you are insane. That is the last tile I would have discarded. I understand. I get it. I hesitated and timed out on this one. I was absolutely not comfortable dropping the 5. I did it because I had to. And it worked. We didn't get hit, at least. The north, it says it's safe. Throw it back. The 4 is safe enough. No, the 4 is safe guaranteed. Throw it back. And we held to Rikyoku. Everyone needed everybody's tiles. Okay. Our mistake here was not giving up the white dragons for Tanyao, but we did draw the 9, and I'm not sure how the game would have handled that. Oh, and then holding the Ryukyoku, this was the one where dealer didn't hold Tenpai. Why didn't they do it? 222, 5567, 223, 568. They could have cheated the 4 on the 5-6, dropped the 8, 223. But then I think they also would have had to cheat this 8. And it's not clear whether they would have gotten there anyways. Maybe they were happy being second, so that's why they just defended. I could see that. I play for second all the time. Alright, yeah. I don't hate the decision. I think they could have played a little more aggressively, but they also might have lost second to third if they had done that. I think they could have played into my hand had they had the option and ended the game peacefully that way. But that also would have gotten them hit over here, so shoulda, woulda, coulda. Very good game from all of our opponents. Very close game all around. The AI doesn't like the way we played, but we came out in first, so poo-poo on them. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like and subscribe button. It really helps small channels like this one grow and reach a wider audience. And I hope you have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening. Goodbye.